CBS News Bay Area Afternoon Edition with Ann Makovic.
Right now on the afternoon edition, traffic trouble on the Richmond-San Rafael Bridge, an earlier crash involving several cars on 580 westbound, right in the middle of the span. At one point, all lanes were blocked, but it looks like cars are getting by right now slowly. This happened at around 10:15 this morning, and here is a look at the traffic backup that this is causing. So if you know anyone headed that way right now toward the Richmond-San Rafael Bridge, you might want to give them a heads up. No word yet on any injuries from that crash. We'll keep you updated. Thanks for joining us this Thursday. Also, our temperatures warming up, and this is just the beginning. Let's get right over to First Alert meteorologist Jessica Birch.
And I swear it's going to be a warm one for us tomorrow. We're already noticing it today in some of our inland spots, and that includes places like the East Bay all the way up into Santa Rosa. I mean, we're talking about low 90s today, upper 80s. Santa Rosa stretched over into Antioch. It is a warm afternoon for us. Today is the day to prepare because it's only getting hotter as we head into our forecast tomorrow. Now, with exceptions, of course, along our coastline today, we're holding on tight to low 60s over into Half Moon Bay, over into Pacifica. It's a similar trend. We have the strong onshore breeze right now keeping us nice and cool just along the coastline. And heading into our forecast tomorrow, now that it's going to be Friday tomorrow, you're probably thinking, oh, I'll just head out to the beach to cool down. But the thing with that, and it's not a bad idea, but the water is going to be so cold. I mean, we're talking about low 50s for those sea surface temperatures. So be very careful out there along the shoreline. Another thing to mention, too, we're noticing those strong winds kicking up into the evening hours tonight in areas like Bodega Bay. San Francisco could see a wind gust anywhere up to around 25 to 30 miles per hour today. At the same time, this is the big weather story for us. Starting tomorrow, we're going to be under first alert weather conditions as we're gearing up for this major heat wave to sweep through, bringing in upper 90s for our inland spots. I'll have more on this coming up in just a bit. For now, back to you.
Thanks, Jess. That hot and dry weather she's talking about means an increased fire risk, and that is top of mind in a lot of Bay Area communities, especially here in the Berkeley Hills, where there is a heated debate right now on how best to fireproof homes. Our Andrea Nakano looks at a new defensible space proposal that could force people to make big changes to their property.
The aloe, which is very much known to be fire resistant, has to go.
George Perez Velez has lived in the Berkeley Hills for 22 years. He says every year he's complied with every rule to keep his home safe from the next big fire.
We believe in fire mitigation. We believe and respect firefighters. We understand their job is hard, and we believe in having a shared responsibility for public safety. But when someone says this is allowed, this is not allowed, the code says something else, the kind of disconnect between what we're getting, it's not there.
Perez Velez is referring to the Ember proposal, which is in the process of being voted in by the Berkeley City Council. Ember stands for Effective Mitigations for Berkeley Ember Resilience. It would require residents to clear anything flammable within 5 feet of homes, including trees and plants. Perez Velez feels the city didn't do enough to get feedback from the community and doesn't have a plan to pay for it.
But the assumption that a fixed income person, a retiree, or anyone can put out of pocket $5,000 to pay for a fire break for the city without creating a mitigation fund to help folks, it's quite disingenuous.
Berkeley City Council member Brent Blackaby says he hears the concerns of the residents in the district, but has to weigh those concerns with how to best protect roughly 1,800 homes in the high fire severity zone.
And we know that the next fire, if and when it comes, is most likely going to start in the park and come over to the homes here.
Blackaby says with the state passing Proposition 4 last year, it will invest $1 billion in fire prevention over the next 12 months. The city has also secured $1 million from CAL FIRE and is working on a transfer tax credit system to offset the costs.
People know that if we are going to do this right, we need to make it as easy as possible for as many people as possible to participate, and financing is a big part of that.
But after seeing the devastation of the fires in Southern California, the city needed to find a way to give firefighters a better chance to save homes.
This is going to take some time. No one says instantaneously you need to sort of have everything fixed. But it's a journey, it's a process, and it's time for us to start the process moving towards the safety that we know we're going to need to achieve.
Perez Velez started an organization called the Alliance for Practical Fire Solutions to find what he calls sensible new regulations. He says his neighbors fully realize the situation they're in and the damage fires can cause, and are all in to keep the community safe.
For 20 years, we had fire inspections. For 20 years, they told us, do this, do this, do this, and you're in compliance. Now, all of a sudden, all that doesn't work.
Well, stay with us as we track the incoming heat on KPIX and streaming 24/7 on CBS News Bay Area. A car chase in a neighborhood in Oakland ended with a suspect running down two pedestrians. One of them was killed. This all happened last night at around 12th Avenue and East 21st. CHP says officers were chasing a driver in a stolen Infiniti sedan, but they backed off that chase. They say the car continued driving recklessly and hit a minivan. It kept going, hitting a man and a woman on the sidewalk before crashing into a tree. It also hit a fire hydrant. The CHP says the driver tried to run but was captured. The man who was hit died at the scene, and the woman was taken to a hospital where she is in stable condition. Both of them are Oakland residents in their 40s. Officials don't believe alcohol nor drugs played a factor in that crash. And some road closures in San Jose, where a motorcyclist was killed after colliding with a car. That happened just before 7 this morning near Center Road and Sylvandale. This is just around the corner from Sylvandale Middle School. Police are asking people to avoid that area. President Trump's sweeping tariff strategy has suffered a major legal setback. A federal trade court ruled most of the levies he sought to impose on foreign countries are illegal. White House now has 10 days to complete the process of halting the tariffs. CBS's Natalie Brand has the details.
The Trump administration says it's fighting back after the Court of International Trade ruled the president overstepped his authority in enacting sweeping tariffs on nearly all trading partners.
The administration is going to win, and we intend to win. We already filed an emergency appeal. We expect to fight this battle all the way to the Supreme Court.
The new ruling applies to the administration's 10% baseline tariff on most trading partners and the separate tariffs on China, Mexico, and Canada related to fentanyl and immigration. It does not apply to tariffs on specific products, including autos, aluminum, and steel. But analysts say it could impact trade negotiations underway over the president's reciprocal tariffs, now on pause until July.
This story is not over yet.
CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger says despite the ruling, small businesses impacted by tariffs are still in wait-and-see mode.
I think it does nothing for businesses because I think what happens is we are still operating under a cloud of uncertainty.
This latest legal fight comes as lawsuits surrounding the Department of Government Efficiency continue to play out, and as President Trump's advisor who led the effort is leaving his post.
We thank him for his service. We thank him for getting Doge off of the ground.
In a post on X Wednesday, Elon Musk said he would like to thank President Trump for the opportunity to reduce wasteful spending. In an exclusive interview with CBS Sunday Morning, he criticized the president's tax cut and spending bill that narrowly passed the House 1 week ago.
I was disappointed to see the massive spending bill, frankly, which increases the budget deficit.
As a special government employee, Musk could only serve the administration 130 days in a calendar year.
President Trump's energy secretary is in Berkeley today talking about advances in AI computing. In less than an hour, he's going to be joined by the CEO of Santa Clara-based NVIDIA and other tech industry leaders at the Lawrence Berkeley National Laboratory. NVIDIA has become a global leader in AI technology, and yesterday, NVIDIA beat earnings estimates, reporting revenue of more than $44 billion for the quarter. That is up 69% from a year earlier. And earlier today, we spoke with the chief investment officer at FinViz about NVIDIA's surge.
Today, actually, NVIDIA became the largest company in the world. It surpassed Microsoft, which was number one yesterday. This is really important because if you want to see what's happening in the market, it's not only important to look at the overall index like the S&P, but where is the money actually flowing that day? Which part of the market is outperforming?
And a move that could impact tens of thousands of international students here in California. Secretary of State Marco Rubio says the government will start revoking the visas of many Chinese students studying here in the U.S. Rubio said embassies should take a closer look at students' social media profiles before approving their visas. The latest annual report from the Institute of International Education finds more than 50,000 international students at California universities are Chinese. Other headlines we are following today. The Department of Elections just certified the petition to recall District 4 Supervisor Joel Engardio in San Francisco. Special election now set for September 16th. Engardio led an effort to shut down a stretch of the Great Highway to traffic for a park. That citywide vote passed in November, even though most of the people living in the Sunset and Richmond voted against it. After major backlash from parents and politicians, the San Francisco Unified School District is abandoning controversial equity grading plan. Under that proposal, students would get multiple chances at taking tests and could pass with scores as low as 21 out of 100. In a social media post, Mayor Daniel Lurie said the grading changes would not prepare young San Franciscans for success. The superintendent said the plan is on hold. The Golden State Valkyries are out for revenge against the New York Liberty in New York. Today's game is going to air on KPIX with coverage starting at 3:30 this afternoon. Valkyries suffered a lopsided loss to the same team on Tuesday, 95-67. In that game, Liberty showed why they are the defending WNBA champs. They had 30 assists compared to just 16 for the Valkyries. Golden State struggled on both sides of the ball. Right now, they are 2-2 in their inaugural season. A lot of game left, but they will look to improve their record today. Again, you can watch Golden State take on the defending WNBA champs on KPIX. Our coverage starts at 3:30 p.m.